The mysteries that need solving in Season 14. Chicago Fire has a knack for pulling us into the lives of these brave firefighters, but sometimes they leave us hanging. While the Season 13 finale didn't really spill the beans on upcoming character departures, there are other long-standing mysteries that have been bugging us for ages. Good news! It seems like Chicago Fire Season 14 is the perfect moment to finally tackle these unresolved issues head-on. You might think, oh, they'll just bring in some new face to deliver a dramatic backstory dump. But here's the exciting part. They might not even need to. The beauty of these particular mysteries is that the answers could very well come from characters we already know and adore. Talk about keeping it in the family, right? Stella Kidd's unspoken pain. What happened to her parents? Let's talk about Stella Kidd, the incredible Miranda Ray Mayo. Seriously, knowing how her parents passed away became even more crucial in Chicago Fire Season 13. Her cousin Cole, Richard Blackman, shed some light on Stella's past, revealing that she moved in with her Aunt Laverne and basically took over the household when Laverne was struggling with postpartum depression. This revelation gave us a beautiful insight into Stella's compassionate and understanding approach to leading her truck staff. It makes so much sense now. But here's the kicker. We still don't know why she had to move in with Laverne in the first place. We know her parents passed, but the cause of their passing has never, ever been mentioned in all these years. We only know the profound impact it had on shaping Stella's incredible personality. It feels a little odd, doesn't it? We can easily find an entire timeline of Kidd and Severide's relationship, and who doesn't love their story? Yet, when it comes to Stella's own parents, we're left guessing, knowing practically nothing about them. Sure, they could bring in new characters or do flashbacks, but let's be real. Those kinds of narrative detours might be better saved for other storylines. For Stella, it feels like the answer should come from a more personal place. Lizzie Novak's haunting past, a Season 13 revelation. Then there's Lizzie Novak, a newer face who quickly made an impact. Remember that incredibly raw moment in Season 13, Episode 8, when she absolutely unloads on a man at the scene of an attempted suicide? Later in that same episode, a former neighbor recognizes Lizzie as one of the Novak girls when she visits her childhood home. The overwhelming, heartbreaking implication is crystal clear. Lizzie has first-hand experience with suicide, an experience so impactful that her former neighbors still vividly remember it. Just like with Stella, Novak hasn't really elaborated on what happened to her family. So, naturally, online fans have been playing detective, trying to piece together this painful puzzle. A strong theory circulating is that Lizzie's poignant question to the attempted suicide victim, "How could you do this to us?" stems from her own father taking his life. It's a powerful and plausible theory. But wait, there's another compelling theory that deserves attention. At the beginning of that very same episode, Lizzie tenderly kisses her finger and presses it to a photo of her sister. This gesture has led many fans to believe that Lizzie's neighbor recognizes her because her sister's passing is locally remembered due to suicide. Both of these stories are incredibly plausible explanations for one of Chicago Fire's most heartbreaking unanswered mysteries. Why these unexplained deaths matter for character growth. You might be thinking, what's the big deal if a backstory character's passing is a mystery? And on the surface, you'd have a point. But here's where it gets sticky. Every time Stella mentions her parents, it pulls us out of the current conversation, even if it's completely unrelated. It's a constant, nagging question mark in the back of our minds. The same holds true for Novak's family history, especially considering it's highly likely she'll be called to the scene of another suicide in the future. Think about it. Novak can't be part of another suicide storyline without this coming up. If it doesn't, her character development would feel hollow, incomplete. Likewise, Stella can only bring up her parents so many times before we, as dedicated viewers, start to demand some real explanations. It hasn't quite reached that boiling point yet, but we need to know that Stella is more than just a vessel for unexplained emotional weight. These are strong, complex women, and their full stories deserve to be told. Why Season 14 is the perfect time for answers. Now let's talk about the upcoming Chicago Fire Season 14. We know there's a big question mark around how Carver and Ritter might be written out. While characters like Kylie might step into more prominent roles, these departures are going to create opportunities to fill the gaps at Firehouse 51. But for Stella and Novak, it's different. Their personal stories demand a more direct approach.